So there's a ton of equipment that is made for everybody now. Just as everybody has a crock pot, there you can go down and for $100 you can get and I'm going to name all of them, but I'm going to tell you the one I use, and I use it because we're making something, like you said, that has a medicinal moniker to it. So if I tell somebody, hey, this has got 12 milligrams in it, I want to be as accurate as I can.
Yeah.
Because that 1 milligram over could be the detriment point for them going, holy shit, I feel like a teenager, you know?
Right.
And so for me, it's highly important to get a gadget or a use or a method that is tried and true. And I had some friends here in Seattle develop a machine 12 years ago now, and it's called the Magical Butter Machine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's also machines called Levo, and there's another one called Ardent.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be honest, I worked for all three companies on R&D for all of their machines, all three of the machines. And I will tell you that I am still on the R&D team at Magical Butter. I will never be let go. As a matter of fact, we just went worldwide. Almost every day we give away 420 Magical Butter machines.
Wow.
Became Florida's Small Business of the Year. Entered into going to be Fortune 500 status pretty soon, I think. I mean, the company is climbing like you wouldn't believe.
And I've never owned one, but my roommate had one, so I've used them, and they are a really cool machine because they make that can of butter experience pretty simple. It does the decarb for you. So if you want, and I've talked about this on the podcast, but cannabis in its raw form does not get you high. THCA is the acidic precursor to THC. If you want to get high, you have to heat it. If you don't want to get high, that's cool. And there's a ton of medicinal value in the raw plant. Yeah. And I explore that a lot. But, or maybe, and maybe even like, I think like partial decarbs are kind of cool. Like keep half the THC, there's a lot of ways you can play around with that.
Yeah. So Levi, with the research that I've been doing, because, we didn't know none of this. First of all, you asked me what the word decarboxylation meant 25 years ago, and I would have been, what? Huh? What does that mean? And so
it's a big fancy word for fire, for heat.
So when we apply heat to these tetrahydrocannabinol compounds, and we activate them and we make them psychoactive, because like my saying that I like to educate people with is, there's no intoxication without decarboxylation.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, some people don't want to get high. And there's big research right now on, does CBD have to be activated to be fully usable if it's non-psychoactive? But CBD is psychoactive. We all know that. So, my thing with the decarboxylation research has been, I used to do 245 degree internal. That means the inside of the bud. If a bud was this big, the inside would be 245 degrees for a matter of 35 to 40 minutes.
Yep.
So when I got with the University of Washington and Dr. Ethan Russo, we started doing these studies like, hey, if there are 300 components, you can't tell me that they all evaporate, burn off at the same time, because they don't.
Right.
So there's a big push with CBG right now. Everybody's on that alphabet. So we had to sit, and for 3 months, as we were doing the COVID and CBG studies, I had COVID, by the way, I fully recovered.
Okay,
I was part of Ethan Russo's CBG studies at Washington State University with high megadoses, 3,000 milligrams every day.
For COVID, around COVID. Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
I'd love, we're going to have an entire another podcast on that one, because I think that'd be a really great.
I still don't even have, I'm at about 85% right now on taste and smell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was going to say, as a chef, if you lost your taste, that would be, I don't even know how you'd do it, to be a musician that can't hear. Yeah. I mean, Beethoven did it, so I guess it's possible, but wow.
For that food and that connection, the lifestyle, cannabis is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle for me. It's the outdoors, it's food, it's real food. First of all, real food, real sustainable food. And the lifestyle, I don't smoke a lot of flower now, and I don't know what the high heat nail is going to do. We haven't found all the studies on that. But I will tell you that nothing, absolutely nothing on this planet gets to you like a dab gets to you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. We talk
And
about
we're
rapid
looking-
absorption. If you need the effects immediately, I don't think there's a better way than taking a concentrate.
Yeah.
A lot of people get scared off by the blowtorch and the nail and all the equipment that's used. But I think for people that have never tried dabbing it, it's you are heating, you're vaporizing cannabis hash. That's what it is. It's been done for thousands of years.
Absolutely.
It's not, you use a blowtorch, you use a blowtorch to make creme brulee too. I mean, it's not that scary. But
It's
when
a
you bust out the
practical
blowtorch, sometimes around the family members, they're like, this isn't weed. I'm like, no, it is. I promise. It's just weed.
So when I had my bar about 5-6 years ago, I had a bar. It was my last food service operation that I had here in Vancouver. And it was a craft cocktail bar upstairs, and it was a dab lounge underneath.
Nice.
I was right across from the courthouse. All 3 judges there every night. It was
dude. That's what we need. That's what we need. Like,
it was a ruckus speakeasy. And I lived at the bar also because my dad was dying of cancer at the time, and I was just like going berserk. I was like trying to drink myself to death. And I really realized that I was right across from the courthouse, and nobody ever said anything to me in 3 years. You would come to the bar, you would ask for the cocktail menu, and you'd say, hey, I heard you got another menu. And if you said it, you got it.